So today, we will be discussing context clues. So this lesson is actually for grade 8. So kung grade 8 ka, nakaka-relate ka dito. So let us define first context clues. Context clues are words that appear in sentences to help understand the meanings of difficult words. So later on, we will be dealing with the different kinds of context clues and how it is actually used to be a context clue in a particular sentence. So for here, it is important to note that context clues are words. So hindi lang siya isa, pero pwede siyang marami that appear in sentences. So makikita itong mga clue na to sa sentences to help understand the meanings. Kasi yun nga yung function niya, para maintindihan natin yung meaning ng mga difficult words, yung salita na hindi natin magets. And today, again, we having a continuation of what is context clues. So, ito, ang discussion naman natin today is yung examples, mga different examples ng mga context clues. Pero marami pa, but I'll be just giving you the 9 most common. So, number 1, there is a tinatawag na definition. So, pangalawa is yung synonym. Ang atlo is yung antonym. Mali. Antonym. Antonym. And then, pang-apat, comparison. Meron tayong example, explanation, cause and effect, least or serious clues, at saka inference. So, 9 ang ibinigay ko sa yung examples. Pero marami pa, mga different kinds of examples ng context clues. And later on, isa-isay natin. So, please stay tuned. Example is definition. So what is definition? So definition, the unfamiliar word is defined in a sentence. So as you can see, yung hindi ka daw familiar na salita ay binibigyan na ng definityon sa pangungusap. So example, a treasure hunter is a person who searches for treasures from sunken ships and ancient homes to obtain valuable relics and artifacts. So as you can see, this is a classic example of definition because the word, just imagine, the unfamiliar word is treasure hunter. So as you can see in this example, treasure hunter was defined or described. It says here, a person who searches for treasures. So this will actually help a person to understand the meaning of treasure hunter if in case hindi ka familiar dyan. So ito yung isang example na tinatawag natin na definition sa context clues. Example is synonym. So what is synonym? A synonym is a context clue that uses similar word or a similar word is placed in the same sentence to know the meaning of the unfamiliar word. So basically, gumagamit ito ng similar word o yung pareha sa salita at it is placed. Inilalagay yun sa mismong sentence, itinatabi yun to sa unfamiliar word para magets mo kung ano ibig sabihin no unfamiliar word na yun sa'yo. So example nito is this one. It is common for Filipinos to feel compassion or pity for the suffering of their fellow men. So, ang unfamiliar word, just imagine, is yung compassion. So, as you can see, it uses synonym because the similar word or similar meaning pity is actually used here in the sentence so that you could actually get the meaning of compassion. It's what we call antonym. So, a while ago, we talked about synonym that uses similar word. But this time, this context clue uses opposite word and it is also placed in the same sentence. So an example, among the siblings of thin body structure, Isabel is the only one who is portly. So the unfamiliar word here is portly, but we can actually get the meaning of portly by trying to understand the clues used in the sentence. So the clues used in the sentence is an example of antonym. Why? Because here it used the siblings of thin body structure, while Isabel is the only one. So exempted. So si Isabel lang daw yung hindi thin body. So we can get that portly is something fat or mataba because it is actually shown in this antonym context is comparison. So comparison, a similar word or it uses similar word with the same meaning of the unfamiliar word is placed with an object to be compared. So, don't be confused with comparison and synonym because most likely the distinct feature of comparison is that it uses like and at the same time it uses an object to be compared. So there is something being compared to. So just like here in our example, the stench of the garbage was like the smell of a rotten fish. So this is an example of comparison where in the unfamiliar word is stench, it uses like, and at the same time, the object to be compared, smell of a rotten fish, is actually here. Example is example. So example, wherein it uses samples or samples are provided in the sentence to understand the meaning of the unfamiliar word. So yung word na hindi mo maintindihan ay kakailanganin mo ang mga different samples or examples para magets mo kung ano yung ibig niyang sabihin. So here we have, in ancient times, some of our forefathers believed in amulets such as pearl of the crocodile, pearl of the ass, bullet necklace, and bag of birds to protect them from harm. So these are all examples of the unfamiliar word amulet or amulets. Now, we are all familiar, we're not that familiar with other samples, but I believe we are familiar with bullet necklace. Sumbala, di ba ginagamit yun na parang anting-anting? So here, the meaning of amulets are similar with this samples. Explanation. What is explanation? A description is given to understand the meaning of the unfamiliar word. So, please take note na gumagamit to ng description. They describe ito para makuha mo yung ibig sabihin ng unfamiliar word. Now, please don't be confused with the explanation and definition because definition is most likely deals with a dictionary type of meaning. When explanation it involves the act or process of explaining. So we have here an example. Matthew had few infractions of the house rules that he should have done as part of his responsibility. So the unfamiliar word is infractions. Now, through the help of the explanation, the latter explanation, especially the words house rules, we can actually get that the meaning of infractions is violations. So, through the help of explanation, we can actually get the meaning of that familiar word. Now, we have here cause and effect. So, cause and effect, the meaning of the difficult word depends on the cause-effect relationship of other words as expressed in the sentence. Now, so basically for this context clue, you need to identify the cause and effect so that you can actually understand the meaning of the unfamiliar word or difficult word. Now, ang example natin dito, since only a few follow the wearing of face masks, it was made mandatory by the government. As you can see, mandatory is a word, unfamiliar word, and this is constructed as an effect. So, since this is the effect, what is the cause? The cause was only few kahalti lang daw ang nagpa-follow ng wearing of face mask. So we can actually get that mandatory is a requirement because it says here that it was made by. We have here list or series. Now, for list or series, to understand the meaning of the unknown word, it is included in a series of words given in a sentence. So please take note that you will be shown series of words, sunod-sunod na mga salita o listahan ng mga salita para maintindihan mo yung unknown word. So example, after the program, the rubbish left were souvenir programs, flyers, leaflets, plastic bottles, and food wrapping. So this list, or yung listahan na to, na mga souvenir programs, flyers, leaflets, plastic bottles, and food wrapping, ang commonality nila ay rubbish or trash. So you can actually get that the meaning of rubbish is trash. In trying to understand the commonality of the list or next context clue, which is called inferences. So for inferences, to understand the meaning of the unknown word, one has to make a guess based on the description given in the sentence. So basically, for this context clue, you will be guessing. Maghuhula ka based on the description given in the sentence. So here, in our example natin, when one shows belligerence, harsh words, disruptive actions, and offensive behaviors can be observed. So from this description, harsh words, disruptive actions, and offensive behaviors, we can actually say that belligerent is something aggressive,